The ashen waste stretched like a scar across the corpse of Earth, a great desert of dust and ruin under a sky choked with crimson clouds. Kale Varn crouched behind a slab of shattered concrete, his neuroforge implants buzzing in his skull like a swarm of angry wasps. The air reeked of ozone and decay, a ghost of the Zytherian terraformer that had poisoned the planet 50 years ago. His visor flickered, painting thermal scans across the desolate terrain. Rusted war machines, crumbled skyscrapers, and the faint glow of something buried deep. His target, "Stay sharp, Kale," he muttered, voice rough from days alone in the wastes. His left arm twitched, a phantom pain from the neuroforge wiring that had saved his life but cursed him with sleepless nights. The implants gave him reflexes no unaugmented human could dream of, but they burned like hell when the radiation spiked. He tightened his grip on his pulse rifle, its weight grounding him in the chaos. A vibration pulsed through the ground, and his visor pinged. A Zytherian drone, its sleek, insectoid form skimming the horizon. Kale ducked lower, heart pounding. The aliens rarely patrolled this far from Solace, but their presence meant trouble. The scanner tagged the drone's energy signature, recon model, armed with plasma lances. He could take it, but a fight would draw more. Scavenging was about survival, not heroics. The drone passed, and Kale exhaled, slinking toward the coordinates he'd bought from Shady Dealer in Solace's Undercity. The wreck was a Zytherian warship, down during the invasion and buried under decades of ash. If it held even a scrap of alien tech, power cells, weapons, or, gods forbid, a virilium shard, it could buy him a year's rations. Or a way out. He reached a crater, its edges scorched black. At its center, half buried in ash, loomed the Ecliptor. The ship was a biomechanical nightmare, its hull a fusion of metal and organic tissue, pulsing faintly like a dying heart. Kale's neuroforge pinged, warning of residual radiation, but he ignored it. He'd survived worse. Sliding down the crater's edge, he pried open a tear in the hull. The interior was a maze of twisting corridors, walls slick with bioluminescent slime. His visor cast green light over the alien architecture, every step echoing in the oppressive silence. The air grew heavy, pressing against his chest. Just another job, he lied to himself, but the words felt hollow. Deep inside, he found it, a chamber dominated by a glowing orb suspended in a web of crystalline tendrils. The virilium core. It pulsed with violet light, and Kale's neuroforge screamed, overwhelmed by the energy signature. This wasn't just tech, it was alive, whispering in his mind, promising power. He reached out, and the core flared, sending a shockwave that dropped him to his knees. Alarms blared in his head. The ship was waking. The walls shuddered, biomechanical tendrils writhing like angry serpents. His visor flashed red, multiple signatures closing in. Drones. Kale slung the core into his pack, its weight unnervingly light for the power it radiated, and bolted for the exit. The corridor twisted, reshaping itself, but his neuroforge mapped the maze in real time. He dodged a lashing tendril, firing his pulse rifle at a drone bursting through the wall, its plasma lance scorching the air inches from his face. "Move, move, move," he growled, reflexes carrying him through the collapsing ship. He burst into the wastes as the Ecliptor roared to life, its distress signal screaming into the sky. Crimson clouds parted, revealing a Zytherian strike ship descending like a vengeful god. Kale sprinted across the ash, drones in pursuit. His neuroforge burned, pushing his body beyond human limits. He dove behind a ruined tank as plasma bolts tore up the ground. "Not today," he spat, priming a magrenade. The explosion shredded 2 drones, but more came. He needed Solace, fast. In Solace, Dr. Alara Voss stared at her console, heart sinking. The signal from the waste was unmistakable, a virilium core, activated after decades of silence. Her neuroforge network had picked it up, along with the Zytherian response. She slammed her fist on the desk, rattling her tools. "Idiot scavenger," she muttered. "Whoever triggered that signal had painted a target on Earth. She opened a comm to the Iron Covenant. "Tarkus, we have a problem. Someone found a core, and the Zytherians know." His voice crackled back, cold and eager. "Get it to me, Elara. That core is our salvation." Elara hesitated. The core could power Solace for centuries, or destroy it. She'd seen what Neuroforge did to people like Kale, the price of her brilliance. This was worse. But with the Zytherians closing in, she needed that scavenger alive. Kale reached Solace's edge, the city's spires gleaming under a flickering energy shield. Drones pursued, but turrets shredded them. He collapsed against a wall, the core's glow seeping through his pack. A figure approached. Elara, eyes sharp with urgency. "You're Kale Varn," she said. "You just started a war." He grinned, pain lancing his skull. "Good. I'm tired of running." Solace was a fortress of desperation, its towering spires wrapped in neon and rust, its slums teeming with survivors. Kale followed Elara through the Undercity, the core heavy in his pack. Crowds parted, wary of his scarred armor and her scientist's badge. The air buzzed with drones and the hum of Neuroforge networks linking every citizen. Elara led him to a hidden bunker, headquarters of the Iron Covenant. Inside, Tarkus Rex waited, a mountain of a man, his Neuroforge mods glowing under his skin. "The core," he said, eyes gleaming. "Show me." Kale set the orb on the table, its violet light casting shadows. Tarkus's mods pulsed, syncing with the core's energy. "This," he said, "will end the Zytherians." Elara frowned. "Or us. Its power is unstable. One misstep, and Solace is ash." Kale didn't care for their politics. "Payment," he said. Tarkus laughed, tossing him a credit chip. "Stay. We need fighters." Kale pocketed the chip, ready to leave, but Elara grabbed his arm. "You activated it. You're in this now." Before he could argue, alarms blared. Zytherian strike ships breached the shield. The bunker shook as plasma rained down. Tarkus barked orders, and Kale's Neuroforge kicked in, syncing with the Covenant's tactical network. He didn't want this fight, but the core had made it his. The streets became a war zone. Kale moved like a specter, Neuroforge slowing time as he gunned down drones. Elara fought beside him, wielding a prototype plasma gauntlet. A shadow darted through the chaos. Zyra, a rogue operative with eerie grace. Her eyes glowed faintly, and Kale's implant spiked, sensing something alien in her. "Who the hell are you?" he demanded, dodging a plasma bolt. Zyra smiled, deflecting a drone with a telepathic pulse. "Someone who wants that core." She vanished into the smoke, leaving Kale uneasy. The attack ended, but Solace was scarred. Tarkus rallied the Covenant, revealing his plan: weaponize the core to wipe out the Zytherians, even if it risked millions. Elara protested, but Tarkus's mods flared, silencing her. Kale saw the fanaticism in his eyes, dangerous as any alien. "We need to study the core," Elara whispered to Kale later. "Tarkus will destroy us all." Kale didn't trust her, but he trusted Tarkus less. "What's in it for me?" he asked. She met his gaze. "Redemption." Kale, Elara, and Zyra, who'd reappeared with cryptic promises, returned to the Ecliptor to unlock the core's secrets. The ship was alive now, its corridors shifting, tendrils lashing. Kale's Neuroforge mapped the maze, but the core's whispers grew louder, stirring memories of his lost squad. Guilt gnawed at him. His failure had killed them. Elara's scans revealed the core's power. It could rewrite reality, bending physics itself. "It's why the Zytherians want it," she said. Zyra nodded, her voice low. "And why they fear it." Kale caught her glowing eyes. "Zytherian DNA?" He realized. "You're one of them," he accused. She smirked. "Half. I want them gone as much as you." The ship fought back, deploying biomechanical horrors, drones with human-like faces, tendrils that screamed. Kale's rifle blazed, his Neuroforge burning as he carved a path. Elara hacked the ship's systems, her gauntlet sparking, while Zyra's telepathy disrupted the defenses. They reached the core's chamber, where a hologram of the Overseer appeared, a towering biomechanical entity, its voice like grinding metal. "Return the core, or Earth burns," it said. Kale spat. "Come and take it." Tarkus's betrayal came mid-battle. His modified Neuroforge let him track them, and he ambushed them with Covenant soldiers. "The core is mine," he roared, his mods glowing red. Kale fought him, their enhanced bodies clashing in a blur of fists and blades. Alara and Zyra held off the soldiers, but Tarkus overpowered Kale, seizing the core. "You're weak," Tarkus sneered, activating the core. Reality warped, the chamber twisting into impossible shapes. Kale's implant screamed, but he tackled Tarkus, breaking his connection. The core stabilized, but Tarkus escaped, vowing to return. Solace was under siege. The Overseer's fleet descended, drones and war beasts tearing through the city. Kale, Alara, and Zyra raced back, the core pulsing dangerously. Alara's scans showed it was destabilizing. Use it, and they risked annihilation. Destroy it, and they'd lose their only weapon. Zyra revealed her truth. She was a hybrid, created by Zytherian experiments but raised by humans. She wanted the core to destroy the Zytherian Empire, but her telepathy showed her visions of its cost. Billions dead, human and alien alike. "We can't trust it," she said. Alara agreed, but Kale saw no choice. "We're out of time." The final battle erupted in Solace's ruins. Kale's Neuroforge pushed him to the edge, his body breaking under the strain. He fought alongside Covenant soldiers, Alara's gauntlet blazing, Zyra's telepathy turning drones against each other. Tarkus reappeared, wielding a stolen Zytherian weapon, his mods now monstrous. "Humanity needs strength, not weakness," he roared, attacking Kale. The core's whispers grew unbearable, offering Kale power to end the war. He resisted, remembering his squad's deaths, his fault for trusting bad intel. He wouldn't repeat that mistake. In a desperate move, he gave the core to Alara, who rigged it to overload, targeting the Overseer's ship. The core detonated, a violet shockwave vaporizing the Overseer's fleet. Kale shielded Alara, his Neuroforge burning out, leaving him in agony but alive. Tarkus fell, his mods fried by the blast. Zyra vanished, her fate unclear, ally or enemy to the end. Solace survived, scarred but defiant. Alara vowed to rebuild, creating safer tech to honor those lost. Kale, his implants dead, wandered the wastes, seeking peace he'd never find. The core was gone, but its whispers lingered in his mind, a reminder of humanity's strength and its cost.